Welcome, everybody. Sorry we're a couple of minutes late. I am here with a very special guest. We'll just wait for everybody to join. Thank you guys for coming. This is Teany Hidalgo from Sanese Wellness Academy with your Purpose with Passion video series, encouraging you to discover your passion because it will lead you to your purpose. So we'll just wait for a few folks to join. I have a very special guest here today, my mama. My mom is here, and I'll tell you guys in a minute why my mom is here. Hey, Cece. She says, "Hola, tía."
Hi, how are you today?
Thank you guys for joining the Purpose with Passion series. I'm so excited today to have my very special guest. I've been sort of prepping you guys for this moment. For her to join, so I'm really excited about it. I'm just gonna shift the camera a little bit so you guys can see her better.
No,
we're actually in her living room. Yes, you. My mom's a little bit shy, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
No, I like to speak a lot.
Not too much. Yeah, she loves to speak, and you'll see why in a minute when I explain what she does.
Yeah,
what she's been doing with her life.
Yes.
All right, so let's give it another minute, and we'll have some people join. As we interview, hey guys, as we start interviewing, feel free to ask questions to all the guests, to any of the guests that are on my show, and especially my mom, because I know she loves to talk and she loves to answer questions. So feel free. Welcome, everybody. So I'm about to start with my interview of my mama, who's here today as a very, very special guest. Yes, it's a sweet surprise, Cece. I know, right? She's my very special guest, and I'll tell you why. So this whole series is about purpose with passion, right? And I'm just warning you guys now, I may cry because I'm going to talk about a little bit.
I may too. I need a napkin.
Don't go anywhere.
Just kidding.
I may cry a little bit just because my mom's story is one of the stories that I love to talk about. I've done a couple of, presentations and in front of people, in front of different organizations. And her story is one of the stories that I just tell over and over. It's like a timeless story because so many of us, especially those that came from impoverished countries, can so relate to her story, how she came, and how her life sort of, grew and transformed over time despite, the things that might have happened to her in her history and where she came from and whatever else, right? So we'll get into the nitty details about her and her journey. But the reason this is so important is because passion is inside and nobody can take that away from you. And she's a prime example for me of perseverance, of, passion, of vision. And every time I talk about her, that's what I say about her, because she truly has inspired that vision for me and empowered me to do what I do. And so I'm so proud of her.
Thank you.
And I want her to be proud of me. And this is the reason why I do this, you guys. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little history about my mom because she's basically modeled the stuff that I'm talking about in this series, and it's all about purpose with passion because it's all about encouraging you to discover your passions because it's going to lead you to your purpose. And she found it for herself. She found that inner passion that was waiting to come out, and it became her purpose. And she's been so incredibly passionate and excited about talking about it.
Yes, I was so happy about
it. So I hope you guys can hear her well. All right, so I'll give you a little history. So she brought me and came to this country in 1980 when I was 2 years old. And, she went from working in factories. She got her GED, right?
Yes.
Then she went on to get her degree in speech therapy. Okay, you heard me right. This woman did not know how to speak English. Okay, she worked in factories. And she went to school at night. Okay? And she got, she learned English. She got her GED. She went for her speech therapy degree. And bonus, in her 40s, I think. You were in your 40s?
38. I was 38.
Well, you got your master's in your 40s, right?
Oh, of course.
So she got her master's in her 40s, you guys. Did you guys hear me? she got her master's in her 40s. Okay, so I don't want to hear any excuses from anybody trying to go back to school at a later stage in life.
Exactly.
BS. Okay,
Exactly.
BS. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's never late to learn.
That's right.
Never.
It's never too late to learn. And of course, she's a teacher, so she will tell you that. Okay, so she got her master's degree in special education after she got a speech therapy degree, and all with not having known one lick of English, right, when she came to this country. And if you should meet her in person, which I hope one day you guys have the privilege of meeting her, she will talk your ear off about how much she really enjoys helping kids and helping them with speech in particular and helping them improve. And oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful thing because she's helping them communicate. You know what I mean? And that for me is invaluable. You know, that's just invaluable. And it's been her passion for over 20 years. And now she's retired. So she has the time now to talk about it.
After 20 years.
After 20 years, yes. All right. So I gave you a short bio. Do you want to say hi to everybody and introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Hidalgo. I was born in Santo Domingo in a little place, I would say, called Santiago Rodriguez, right? And in
Dominican Republic.
Yes, of course, in the Dominican Republic. I came here in 1980, as my daughter said, without knowing a word in English, okay? But I have in mind that I needed to learn English, because if you don't learn English over here, it will be so difficult to survive. So I started working over here, as you say, in factories in New Jersey, and thank God, I said, wow, thank God so much. My supervisor didn't speak Spanish. And I said, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to start learning. So I remember his name, Dennis. He was a white American. I said, wow, now I am going to practice a lot. And I did learn a lot with him, because I really love the language too, you know. But let me tell you, learning a second language is not easy. It's very, very difficult, you know, and it takes time.
Especially at a later stage in life.
Exactly. And it takes time for you to learn a second language, you know. So I started learning with him, you know. And then I said, well, I cannot stay here. I have to continue learning. So I stopped working. I know it's not exactly that I stopped working over there. I worked in that place for 7 years. And then the union sent us to learn English in school. But what happens? They only paid us for 3 months. And it is incredible how much I learned in 3 months. I said, oh, it is incredible.
Because you had to.
Exactly.
You only had 3 months.
Because it was extremely important for me to learn the language.
There's a way, right?
Yes. So after that, I said, well, now I am not going to stay like that. I am going to an institute at that time. So I continue learning. And at that time, I learned computer and I learned typing and all of that, which was excellent for me, because when you are in college and you don't know how to type, it's so difficult to do your work and everything, you know. So at that time, I continued learning my language, my second language, learning the computer, typing and everything. And I went to another school also. And then I said, well, at this time, I think I'm ready to go to college, because I felt much more comfortable with my English language at the time, you know. So I went to Lehman College then in 1990.
Shout out to Lehman College people out there.
Yes, Lehman College. I love Lehman. I told my daughter, I think Lehman College is for people like me, like in the 40s.
No, there's a lot of young people.
No. Lehman College is the best, especially for bilingual students, you know. Because let me tell you, this college helped me so much with my language. It was incredible. I really love Lehman College. I love it. Every time I pass by, I say, thank God so much. And I send in my blessings, you know, to that college, to the people that are still going over there. I really loved Lehman, you know. Yeah. So I did such a great job at Lehman College. So you don't need to continue talking about this.
So pause there for a second. I just want to see if anybody has any questions so far. Hey, Monica. She said, this is really cute. My mom worked in factories too. It's very inspiring. So this is actually why I wanted my mom to come on, because when I gave a speech about, and I included her in that speech, so many people came up to me afterwards and said, oh my God, my parents were like that too. They came from factories, they worked all night and or worked all day and then went to school or whatever the case is. And so she's the reason, why I want people to see how it's possible, right? Things are possible. It doesn't matter where you come from and all that stuff. You can absolutely do it. So thank you, Monica, for saying that. Okay. So I know that you stopped around Lehman College. So part of this is talking about, what continued to push you through your journey, right? So how did you continue to sort of persevere and keep pushing forward in your journey through Lehman College and then all the rest?
Well, I did it since I was in Santo Domingo, I had my goals set in mind. I said I would never stay in the country. And I dreamed so many times driving a beautiful car with my hair up in the air, my hair. And let me tell you, I said I cannot stop until I get my great job. And I really love also to come to this country. I dreamed a lot of coming to this country too, And I'm so happy coming over here. I really appreciate coming to this country.
Which, by the way, is also the reason why she married my dad.
Yes. For me, this is the country of the opportunities. If you want to be something in life, come to the United States. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding, Because imagine me, I didn't know English and I didn't know anything, when I came here. And I said, well, because when you persevere, that's the most important thing.
And the reason I mentioned my dad is because she saw him also in her vision. She wanted to, it's like surround yourself with people who are going places, and she knew that, my dad was coming to this country and he wanted to do something with his life. And she was along the same road as that. And so remember that, because you have to connect with people who are, on the same journey as you, right? You want to help the people who are not on the same journey and help inspire them, right? But you want to align with people who are going in a forward direction too.
Right? Exactly. So, and also, my mom, because my mom worked also very hard when she was in the country too, So I learned a lot from my parents too, because they were hard workers, I always worked so hard when I was in my country, And also my best friend, her name is Gloria. She's here now, but I don't know where she lives, so I need to investigate.
We're going to have to do some detective work.
Exactly.
Gloria, maybe she's out there.
So she was a teacher too in my country. So I tried to follow her example too, And not only that, my mom also was able to teach people in the country that didn't know how to read and write without payment,
Right.
And Spanish said alfabetizaba gente, in Spanish, right? So that was something very important for us too,
She taught people how to read. Actually, we have a couple of people in our family that taught kids how to read and also English, right? Like
yes.
Tia Miledis also did the same thing.
Yes, Milady, my sister too. Oh, she's a great teacher, a very good teacher too. So, but the thing is that I never thought that I was going to be a speech teacher in my life. Never, because I said with my horrible accent, I'm going to be a speech
By the way, doesn't she have a beautiful accent, everybody who's out there?
But let me tell you what happened.
She still talks about her accent to this day.
No, I don't mind it anymore, because, that's not my first language. So what can I do? So the thing is that I was taking a class at Lehman College for speech. And I remember that teacher during my whole life. His name is Gitterman. So when he was teaching, it was speech pathology 1 that he was teaching us at the time. He said, don't worry about your accent, okay? What you need to do is to have 90% effort and 10% mind, and you will do the best, he said. And I said, oh, this is important. This is what I need to follow. So I worked very, very hard. Imagine I was 38, almost, more than 38. When I was a Lima, and I said, well, what I need to do is to work hard. Don't pay attention to my accent,
That's right.
And 10% mad because of course I didn't believe that I was so smart to be in college. Let me tell you, the first time I went to Lima, and of course I was a little bit afraid when I started, especially because of the English language. You know, my language wasn't so good. You know, and I was afraid, but then I said nope, I won't stay because of that. You know, so I went to Lima all by myself that day. Okay, the first day, I remember now, you know. So it is important to have your goal in mind. I have my goal in mind. I say I need to be something in life.
And not just that, just for you guys who haven't heard, this is my mom, and we're just telling the story of how she discovered her passion and how it turned into her purpose.
Yes.
And she's talking a little bit about her history, and I know a lot of you guys can relate. But it's also about moving past what you deem are limitations in your life, because the reality is sometimes those limitations are actually assets that help you later on. Because look, my mom is a dual language speech teacher now. And if she didn't know that, she wouldn't be like speech teachers, especially dual language, are so sought after because they know both languages, right? So it turned out to be an asset for her that she could speak English, and Spanish, but both languages. So, yeah.
Bilingual speech teacher can find job the next day. When I graduated, oh my God, I found my job immediately. And now you can find a job. Oh my God, I'm retired right now, but if I want to work with, I call the little one, the early intervention. I can earn much more, double the amount of money that I earned when I was a speech teacher in the public school. Working with the little ones, I call the little ones early intervention, and it's wonderful to work with these little ones. I worked with them for 7 years while I was working in the public school too. You know. Because let me tell you, I really enjoy working with children. I enjoy it.
I know she does.
And every day I learn more and more and more from them. Because you learn every day, you know, from them. You say, okay, now I know this child is going to do this and that. No, he needs this, he needs that. And then, you know, you learn from them every day. So when this is the practice that when we graduate, you know, some people say, oh my God, what am I going to do when I graduate? But you need practice. And little by little, you feel more and more comfortable in your area, you know?
So hold that thought for a second. A couple of people have made some comments. So Jonathan says, saludos, my mom has a similar story. Just wish she had the courage to progress in life like you did when you came here, I think is what he meant to say. My mom also worked in factories in New Jersey, and she thought that was the way of life.
My God, was similar.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so let's go through a couple of questions for you then. You talked a lot about like the different points in your life and how they've been pretty much like pivot points in your life, like important points that have helped you in your movement and transition, right? So what other areas have sort of nudged you and moved you to be your most authentic self and like bring that passion out more and more to pursue it? You know, like what occurred?
Well, I mean, at my master's degree, I have my master's degree at Lehman College too, 2 years, not for 2 years. So that helps me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of practice at the time already, you know, but then when you have your master's, you learn more and more every day, you know. And also from the kids, I learned a lot from them. People sometimes believe that you don't learn from the kids, but you do a lot.
Absolutely,
you do a lot learn from them. You know. So I have my masters, and you know, in my practice, those two things helped me so much to you know to continue every day.
So that's how you've basically learned to master your craft. Right?
Of course.
What else helped you sort of to master what you do?
Well, I would say perseverance also, you know, because you learn every day. You don't like little ones, even the little ones can learn little by little, every day, you know. So you never you never stay in the same position, you know. As I told you, if I wanted to work right now, oh my God, I will find a job tomorrow. They will give me a lot of kids and I can earn a lot of money right now. One, because I am bilingual and I'm so happy being bilingual, you know, because you can find a job so easily in this position as a speech, in language teacher.
Absolutely.
You know.
So practice perseverance and also moving past your limitations.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
That's really
and not only that, being positive. Yeah. Because my mind is, I have my goals set in mind all the time, positively. You know, I never think about negative things in my life. Believe me, I'm not kidding. Every time I'm going to do something, I put the positive things in front of me. Forget about negative things. This is where I get it
from, you guys.
I believe. I'm not kidding. I believe. You know, I am so positive, so positive.
All right. Feel free to ask any questions, you guys, if you have questions for my mama. All right. So let me continue with a couple more questions for you, Mom. So what do you think is like one or a couple of like major beliefs that people have that limit people from pursuing what they really, are passionate about and like their potential purpose?
Well, I think that being negative in life, when you think that something's not going to be you're not going to do things the way you want, people that are negative is the worst thing in your life. That's horrible, Yeah, because when you are negative, mind is, how do you say, in Spanish you say la mente te traiciona, the mind can betray you, If you don't have your mind set up as a positive person, what you're going to find is what? Negative things in life, because you have it in mind, and this is what you're going to find, I had a teacher in Limancash that told us about that, and I said, wow. And I read a book also about that. Remember the book that I read about all of that?
The Magic of Thinking Big?
Exactly, The Magic of Thinking Big. I recommend that book to anybody.
I've been hearing about that book since I was a kid, you guys.
Yes, The Magic of Thinking Big. Let me tell you. Awesome. That book helped me. No, my mind was positive anyway, but that book helped me so much, to continue.
Mindset is a big thing.
You cannot be negative in life, because what you're going to find is what? Negative things from you, and it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you at all. That's horrible.
Those things definitely affect you, right? So now, like, you've been through all these things. You've had my sister and I, there's two of us. You have your business, working during the day. Like, what do you do when things get tough? Like, what is your thinking and doing around?
Yes, I went through this when I was working. Not only that, when I was in college too. Because let me tell you, the people like me, for example, that go to college and do not master the second language well, the English language, that person has to work double. Because let me tell you, I needed to work with the English language plus all my subjects in college.
Makes sense.
So, but thank God I had in mind 10%, the teacher said 10% mind and 90% effort. And that's what I did. 90% effort.
That's good. That's really good.
Let me tell you, I told my kids in school, sometimes they're like, oh, I'm stupid. And I said, no, the only thing you need is 90% effort, 10% mind. Because let me tell you, something important that I told the kids also is that nobody is dumb. Nobody is dumb. That's why we are human beings. Yep. Human beings are not dumb if they have a positive mind. If they are positive. Absolutely. All right. So sometimes they tell me that I had a child in 8th grade. It was many years ago. That always told me, I'm not going to do that. I'm stupid. And I say, how come? How are you going to say that? You're a human being. Human beings are not dumb. Human beings are not stupid at all. And you know what? He graduated and he went to college and everything. Then the mom came to visit us, and the boy too. And he went to college and everything. So everything went away from his mind, because I told him, you are not stupid. You are very smart.
That's right.
And I told him, think about this, 90% effort, 10% mind.
And this is why teachers are so important. Because, and parents, right? Because anyone who's in your life teaching you stuff, like, you have to be so careful what you say to children. Right?
Exactly.
Because any little thing can affect them. So maybe his parents told him he was stupid, but then then your teacher, can then say to you, no, you're not. You're actually really smart. You can actually do it. You can be that person. And I don't know about you guys. You guys can talk about it and tell me if you agree. I had people in my life as well that, you know, told me that I could do it, that I absolutely could go to college, that I could, you know, finish this class or whatever the case was. But it's because of them that, and their continued inspiration and their continued motivation and, you know, their positive thoughts and, you know, feelings about what I was capable of, because everybody's capable of greatness. Right?
I used to motivate the kids a lot in school. And the principal told me that one day. He said, I love the way you teach. Because the children feel like, yes, I can do it. I can do it. He told me that one day, the principal in school. And it's true. Yeah. I always try to motivate them to do the best they could in school.
Awesome. You know? Awesome. John says, one of his favorite books is The Magic of Thinking Big.
Oh my God, that was a good book.
Yes.
I love this so much.
Aideli says, saludos a tu madre. I remember when she started going to school. I admire her. Oh, thank you, Aideli. It's not easy, you guys, but it's worth it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right. So what else do you want to say? Do you want to talk a little bit about retiring now?
Well, yes.
So my mom retired last year.
I can talk about retirement, and it doesn't mean that I don't miss my kids in school. Oh, let me tell you something. I'm not kidding. When I go to school, I feel like I am with my family because I really, really, really enjoy working in that school for 20 years in the same school, you know. When I go there, everybody's busy. Everybody gets crazy when I go to school. You know, and every time I go, I feel like, oh my God, my family. I'm not kidding. When I go to the office, oh my God, these secretaries get crazy. And I say, oh my people, my family, they get crazy. But I do enjoy working for those 20 years in school. Yeah. I enjoyed it so much. And not only that, the thing is that I really, really enjoy working with kids, you know, and also my career was the best in my life. I never thought I was going to teach.
So how do you think you found that passion?
It seems that I had that inside me because of my mom.
Ding, ding, ding.
Because of my mom.
I don't know if it was because of your mom or it's because she mirrored what you already had.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was inside me, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because when I went to Lehman College, I went to work on computer, you know, because I love to work in offices, you know. But then the many students started saying, oh, you need a lot of math for that. You need a lot of math for that. And I said, well, then I have to look for something else, you know.
Yeah.
So I took about 2 or 3 classes during that semester. During one semester, it was almost at the end, for social worker. But then when I heard people saying, my clients, I said, forget about this. I cannot stand my clients anymore. So then one of our friends, a bilingual teacher, not teacher because she was taking classes, a bilingual student, told us one day, you know what is very good now? I was told speech and language. And I said, sure? Okay, so let's go to speech. And I went to speech just like that. And I never thought that this career was going to be the best for me.
So one of the things that I tell people about, and thank you for saying that, because I think it's like a perfect like segue into what I'm going to say, which is sometimes you have to look at the things that happen in your life.
Yes.
And they can be like coincidences. Like people tell you a specific thing, or like in her case, like, you know, something required math and math really wasn't her love. But someone says speech and language, and that somehow drew her to that career. So you have to be very conscious. And some of the things that I do in my program is I talk to people about, you know, discovering the different coincidences and like connections that have like happened throughout your life that lead you to potentially finding what your passion is.
Yes, right? Yes, incredible. I found it I would say by coincidence, and also because maybe I had it inside me. Yeah, you know, within me, I had it, I believe.
So that spark came out because, you know, that person said that certain word or that particular class or whatever.
Incredible. Speech is great. I still recommend it. You know, nowadays it's a little bit hard because there's a program now that every time we see the kids, we need to write. In the past, I only had to write a present, or absence, and of course I need to write the IPs for the kids, but it was every year.
So there's a lot more work involved, but it's still worth it.
Yes, but let me tell you, exactly, there is a lot of work now, but because I really enjoyed during these 20 years what I didn't mind so much all the work that I had, because I really enjoy working with them. Mm-hmm. So I really advise people not to go into a career that they don't like. If you don't like a career, please change it. Yeah. You know, because if you go to a wrong career, forget it.
So I've been telling people this, but so the going number is people change careers in their lives between 5 and 7 times.
Well, it doesn't matter until they find their right one.
Well, that could be true, and not to make it negative, because that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing, because there could also be movement across a career, or within the same company as something else, because that's what happened to me. I switched the line of business, but I enjoyed it and it still drew me. So just look at all the pieces is the idea, right? Don't look at, oh my God, people change their career so many times, because actually the number has gone up, and they're saying that it could be up to 10 times in the next, decade or so. So, but the more that you can see the patterns and the connections between the things that happen to you and the things that inspire you and what you're good at and your skills and all the little pieces, the more you can see where this whole pattern in your life is leading you. Right?
Exactly. Every time I was teaching that, and at the end of the year, oh my God, when I saw that these kids were able to speak and were able to read, to write, and to follow instructions and everything, I said, this is incredible. So every day this thing was like pushing me, do it and do it and do it, never stop, you know. So the last day of school, it was incredible. Many teachers, Miss Hidalgo, why are you picking our kids today? You are leaving. And I said, I had to see them because it's my last day, So even the last day, I was picking up children like nothing, because I said they need it, and I love to see them learning. Every time I saw them learning, was the best for me. It was like you feel, oh my God, I got it.
So here's my last question for you, because I'm really passionate about there's 6 human needs, and I talked about this a little bit. I had a live video about this already. One of the human needs that is so crucial when it comes to career and your purpose is contribution. And for you, that was a huge deal, because you helped so many children.
The community and the kids.
Yes. So contributing to a cause, to something outside of yourself, to something that helps people, that inspires people, that you're giving something of yourself that helps.
Yes, right? Yes. And at the end, I said, oh my God, I think I'm not a speech teacher. I am a psychologist. I believe. Because every time the parents went with the kids, because every Tuesday parents go to school, with the kids to see how everything is going. So I spoke to the parents like a psychologist. You have to do this, you have to do this because of that, because of this. I said, oh my God, who am I? A speech teacher or psychologist?
Well, a lot of these jobs have psychology mixed in, right?
Yeah, I learned so much. Let me tell you.
Especially when you're dealing with people. Like it involves some level of
the practice, that my practicing for 20 years, it is great. Right now, I can teach a lesson like nothing. Like nothing.
She's a pro, you guys. She's a pro.
Without a book, without anything. Yes. Even with a flower, I can teach a lesson with a flower. Can you believe it? Incredible. Incredible, because of the practice.
So you guys, if you have any questions for my mama, just let me know. If there's anything you want to ask her. We're going to start wrapping up in a minute, but for you guys who missed it, you can watch the series, but also rewatch this video. This is my mom, and she's, one of the reasons that I love this is because she's inspired me to find my personal passion, because she's such a passionate person about who she is and what she does. So I wanted to share, this with you guys. And so, Mom, what's the last thought that you want to leave people with when it comes to finding your purpose with passion?
Well, one of the most important things for people to believe is that nobody is perfect in life. You know what I mean? Everybody can make mistakes. I told my kids all the time, because sometimes they say, oh my God, because they were making mistakes. I say, no, nobody's perfect. You know, you can make mistakes, and you can learn so much from your own mistakes. You know, that is very, very important. So nobody's perfect in life. And being positive also, that is extremely, I would say 100% in your life. Being positive for every single thing, you know, is extremely important too. And of course, choosing the right career. You don't choose the right career, it is horrible for a person.
Well, also because like it doesn't fulfill you, right?
Exactly. Because I let me tell you, before I retire with the new law, with the new things in school right now, I had so much to do, but I didn't mind that much. Of course, I was killing myself with so much work, but I was doing great because I loved what I was doing with the kids.
So it was worth it.
For me was the best thing, seeing the kids learning every day. I didn't mind if I had a lot of work, you know. So the principal said because I had a great celebration for my retirement. You know, the principal was in front of all of us, talked about Miss Hidalgo, and he said, Miss Hidalgo never complained. He said, never complains. And she was picking up the kids every single day like nothing, you know? So those people are crazy to me.
That's awesome.
Yes. You know?
So I'm so proud of my mom. So, man, I just love the stuff that she says and like the connection that, you know, she brings to her work and how passionate she is about what she does. So I hope that's inspired you guys.
I have something else to say.
One more thing before we go. One more thing.
Something. When you have so much work, like for example, when I had so much to do at the end, because of the new program now, what I did was, I went to the gym, you know, all the time, at least one day a week.
Oh yeah,
yes.
That's right.
Going to the gym will help every single person that is having a lot of work or that is having any problem in, you know, whatever, any type of problem. You know,
it helps release stress.
Exactly. It takes the stress will go down every time you go to the gym. You have so much, you know. So also something important also is that I went to church every Sunday. I'm a Catholic person, and I go 1 hour every Sunday.
So finding your spiritual connection.
Oh my God, it helps me so much in my life, because you need time for yourself too. You're gonna be crazy. I mean, working all the time. You need peace of mind too. You know. So I went to church every Sunday, and I still going every Sunday, and it helps me so much. Going to the gym, going to church helps you a lot. Okay, even if you are getting crazy with so many things in life.
Absolutely. There's actually a book which I might do another session, you guys, with talking about this book. Is called the Blue Zones, and in that book, it's all about. They did all this research on people who lived over 100 years old, and one of the things they mentioned is community. You know, spiritual connection, right? Obviously, like exercising and like having some kind of physical regimen that, you know, keeps your body up, you know, up to par, to shape, whatever. There's a couple of other things, but the stuff that she mentioned was basically on the list of the top things that you should do if you want to live to be over 100. So, which, aka happy, you guys, happiness.
It makes me so happy, you know. You never, a person that goes to the gym, you hardly see that person like boring things, you know, because the gym has so much. You know?
It releases endorphins, happy hormones.
Exactly. And now I'm going 2 times, you know.
My mom has a trainer, y'all. She has a trainer.
Yes. And I love to go to the gym. When I get out of the gym, I'm so happy. And I get happy the whole week, let me tell you. Because it releases the stress that you have for any single thing. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, that's extremely important.
So good. So I'll talk about that next time. But thank you so much. Like I said, my mom is such an inspiration when it comes to, like, you know, pursuing what you're really passionate about and loving what you do, and also having like a really like active lifestyle and still being part of your community and all these great things. So thank you for coming onto my show.
All right.
You're one of my inspirations. She's one of my inspirations. So thank you, Mom.
I'm so happy. Even if I am retired right now, I'm happy. I miss the kids though, but I'm happy.
She's gonna miss the kids forever.
I believe. Every time I see kids coming out of the school, I send them my blessings. All the time. I say, oh my God, I hope they're doing well.
She's going to be a teacher for life.
I believe. I feel like, oh my God, like I miss them. And I send them my blessings every time I see them coming out of the school. So I hope they're doing well.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you, Mom.
I'm so happy
for helping all these kids. There's so many people. We should have more people like her in the world that help inspire, that contribute to something bigger, and that are really passionate about what they do. So thank you guys so much for joining. This is Teany Hidalgo with my mom, Maria Hidalgo, for Sanese Wellness Academy with your Purpose with Passion series, encouraging you to discover your passions because they will lead you to your purpose.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
All right.
Say bye, Mom.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.